Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Gita Dhyanam. Om Partaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Bhagavatim Ashtadhyasadhyayani Ambatvamanusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavatveshini Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langayate girim Yatkrupatamaham vande Paramananda Madhavam. Let's chant the first 5 slokas, what we have seen in the last session. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Ata Shashtodhyayah. Shri Bhagavanuvacha. Anastrita karma phalam. Karyam karma karoti yah. Sasannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnirna chakriyah yam samnyasamiti prahuhu yogam tam vidhi pandava naya sanyasta sankalpaha yogi bhavati kasyana Arurukshormunir karma karanamuchyate yogarudasya tasyaiva shamakkaranamuchyate yeda inendriyarteshu na karmasvanusajyate sarvasankalpa sannyasi yogarudastadochyate Uddhareratmanatmanam natmanamavasadayet atmaivayatmano bandhu atmaivaripuratmanah. We started looking at yoga of meditation topic in 6 subtopics. Introduction, then external and internal preparation and process of meditation, obstacles what one will come across going through this process, and what are the benefits. and of course the concluding verses. Chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has elaborately explained this yoga meditation, which is a great treasure for us from the scriptures. First topic, we dwelled a little more detail last time. And in that, the takeaways, as we summarized last time, first we started with why study Gita? What is the purpose? What is the advantage? How can we relate it to today's life? Very briefly, we saw that. Then we saw an executive summary of the first 5 chapters so that we can have the continuity. Bhagavan actually aligned the thought process in various chapters out of the 18 chapters in a way that we'll be able to see the thread of building up bit by bit in each chapter. And we saw the summary of the first 5 chapters and the continuity that gives us for the 6th chapter. Then we went into briefly about meditation. We saw what is meditation and what it is not. As we saw, this is a spiritual sadhana. We, in the previous chapters, we talked about, Bhagavan talked about Shravanam, Mananam. Before that, of course, Karma Yoga. And after that, the knowledge. Then talked about Shravanam and Mananam, that is listening to the scriptures and reflecting on it. Now, we have the theoretical knowledge that my true self is Satchitananda. But it has not really sunk in me. That theoretical knowledge remains as theoretical knowledge only. It has not become part of me. So how do I make it part of me? How do I make it as an effortless awareness? So that is what actually we accomplish in meditation. Dhyanam nama swarupasya sahajam bhanam uchyate. Meditation is the effortless awareness of one's own true self. And we also saw an example of what we mean by effortless awareness. Even if you wake me up in the middle of the night, are you a man? Of course I'm a man. So that is the effortless awareness. So like that, our true self should be part of me. I should be aware effortlessly about my true self. And that's what meditation helps us. And it is not to gain some new knowledge. It is to assert the knowledge what already we got through Shravanam, that is listening to the scriptures and listening from Guru, and also Mananam, the reflecting on what we learned. So there's no new knowledge per se in meditation. And it is not also to gain some mystic experience. Some people actually, I meditate and I get siddhi, So the purpose is not to get that kind of a mystic experience. And it may be a side effect for some people who are already, blessed with such skills. It may be a side effect, but purpose is not that. Purpose is to assert what we learned and make it as an effortless awareness. So that we saw in detail. And then we went to the first subtopic, namely, who is the meditator? And that topic actually we saw in different slokas, in very nicely, logically explained by Bhagavan. And the first 4 slokas we went into detail. And then 5th sloka is what we entered. In the first 4 slokas, he starts with anashtrita karma phalam, without expecting any or without depending on the results, depending on the karma phalam, one does the karma actions and he is karma yogi. In other words, actually, when he does the action, he surrenders to Lord, and whatever is the result he gets, he accepts that as a prasada buddhi. That way, one he performs the action, then he becomes a karma yogi. Now, that karma yogi, he equates it to sa sannyasi cha yogi. He equates that karma yogi to sannyasi as well as yogi. And we saw the logic behind that equation. In karma yoga, as we saw, once he performs the karma yoga without any anchoring or attachment to the results, then his mind automatically becomes serene. It becomes free from any future anxiety, and hence he is able to focus on the action on mind. He is able to put his mind where hands are, like Gurudev says. So that way his mind is fully available for him to do the action, and it is free from any agitations. It is calm. So to that extent, there is a commonality, there is a similarity. And Bhagavan also wants to glorify karma yoga in this process, and then equates it to sannyasi and yogi. And that way, there's a message to us that we keep continuing our karma yoga and start the meditation process. We don't give up. Now, how long I should be doing? That's where Arurukshor Munir Yogam. He takes a metaphor that mounting on a horse riding. Mounting on a horse, he takes that example. Arurukshor Munir Yogam Karma Karana Muchyate. So you keep doing your karma in the karma yoga mode till you mount on the horse. And once we saw the other example on that day, moving train. We all try to run and catch the train. And we have to, of course, run, put the effort till we catch the train. And then once we are in the train, then of course you don't have to keep running again. Right? So yoga ruda, you become yoga ruda. And then of course, karma karana muchyate, shama karana muchyate. So you become at peace. So that we saw. Now, how do I know when that happens? That we saw in sloka number 3, where he gave some 3 criteria. Na indriyarteshu, that is, we stop the delusion, we eliminate the delusion that the happiness is from outside objects. That delusion we have to get rid of. Till then, that's one of the 3 things. Then the second thing, he was saying that any action we do to seek the happiness from outside objects and sense objects, that also we should stop. Na karma vanushasya. Then, of course, sarva sankalpa sannyasi. There should not be the mind should not be agitated by its own inner instincts of wanting something, wishing to acquire something. That as suppressed thing will come up in some form or other as actions, and it will make our senses to run towards the sense objects. So that kind of a sankalpa also we should not have. So then you become a qualified yogi to get the perfect benefit from meditation. Now, main takeaway so far in these 4 slokas is that we continue our karma yoga, and in the process actually our mind gets purified, and it will help us in our seat of meditation. We start our meditation, it will help a lot in our seat of meditation. Now, can I seek some help from somebody? No. That's where we were last class. We have to help ourselves. Other people are there to help us only to some extent, but ultimately we have to reach the finish line. For that, we have to put ourselves. We are our own friend in terms of helping ourselves. So that actually came up in this This is the next sloka which we chanted already. Uddare Atmanat Manam. Uddare Atmanah Atmanam. Uddare, lift. Atmanah, by yourself. Atmanam, yourself. You lift yourself by yourself. Uddare Atmanam. So that, of course, this sloka, as I mentioned last time also, is a very, very popular sloka. And the word Atma, we should not confuse it with the Supreme Self. The Atma is used in different slokas, in different contexts, different meanings. Now here, Atma refers to the mind. You can actually use your mind to lift yourself. Now that we'll briefly explain with our Gurudev's BMI chart. Those who are familiar with a BMI chart, will be able to relate it even stronger. But you just focus on, and those who are not familiar, just focus on this dotted box. Let me take a pointer. That dotted box you focus on. So we have this body, we have this mind, and we have the intellect. That we all know. So this body, mind, intellect, how it should function is this mind, if it inclines towards the senses, then it is going outward. Then it is going for sense pleasures. Then you're going away from your true self. But if this mind listens to the intellect, which knows what is right and wrong, and how does the intellect knows what is right and wrong, is based on the knowledge that it has gathered over a period of time through scriptures, through hearing from elders and Mahatmas. This intellect has built the right and wrong knowledge. And so that will guide the mind to direct the senses in the right way. Buddhim tu saratim vidhi. Kathoparishad says, which Guruji nicely quotes in Living Vedanta, which some of us have seen. So our life is directed by, it's like our life is like a chariot. And that chariot, the charioteer is this intellect. And this intellect decides how to direct this mind, the reins. And through the reins, of course, the horses are directed and our path is carved out. To take today's example, we have the car with all the senses as the wheels, steering wheel as the mind, and intellect as the driver. So if the mind, the steering wheel, is fully under the control of intellect, it is steered properly, then of course we reach our destination properly. But if the steering wheel has got its own way of going along with the wheels, wherever the wheels go, then of course we'll know what will happen. So that is actually the point which is highlighted here. We have to help ourselves. We have to help in such a way that our mind is integrated with our intellect, and that way we'll be able to direct the senses properly. So uddare atmanat manam. Now natmanam avasadayet, that's another beautiful phrase. Do not look down upon yourself. No, atmanam avasadayet. So do not look down on yourself. We may do some mistake. I might have done some mistake and I may have fallen here and there. But if I degrade myself, then it's only a negative feedback. We should make it as a positive feedback loop to us. So by degrading ourselves, it's not going to help us. by looking down upon ourselves. Oh, I should have done it better. I've did this mistake. I should not have done this. Keep on regretting that. Then it's going to only pull you down. Now, how to come out of that is actually you should not look. You don't degrade yourself. Very nice cartoon I came across in one of the CCMT books. Na atmanam avasadaye. Do not look down upon yourself. Even if you fall. This lady actually is entering into the interview panel and she wants the job. Unfortunately, she trips in the entrance and she falls. Now, the two ways she can react. One is, oh, this is such an important interview. How can I do this mistake? How should, I should have been more careful. I should have looked at that there is steps here and I should have walked properly. I should have worn the proper shoes or, all kinds of things. If you're downgrading yourself, then you're going down the spiral. Whereas, avasadiyet, she says, oh, looks like I've fallen into the good company. And she got the job. So that is the way actually Bhagavan is communicating. Na atmana avasadayet. Now let's look at this second line. Atmaiva atmano bandhu. The mind alone is our own friend. Bandhu is our own friend. Atma eva, he indeed. Atmano bandhu. So my mind alone is my friend. Atmaiva ripur atmanaha. The same mind becomes actually enemy also. So we will have to be very careful in terms of managing the mind and directing it properly. And more we direct it towards inside, to integrate with intellect, then it becomes our friend. And that is elaborated in the next sloka, which is an extension of this sloka. So let us chant the next sloka, and I request Shalaka to chant that.
Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvata. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaiva shatruvata.
So this mind becomes a friend or an enemy. That's what we saw in the previous sloka. Now, how to make it as a friend and when it will become an enemy? That is elaborated here. Bandhuratmanatmanasya. Bandhuhu atma atmanaha. Which means mind is a bandhu. The mind is bandhu, friend, atmanaha, of one's own self. When the second quarter, yenatmai eva atmanaha. Yena atma eva atmana chitaha. Chitaha is controlling. Controlling in the sense that when you say controlling the mind, you are directing the mind in the proper way. So when you direct the mind in the proper way, then that mind becomes your friend. One who has conquered the mind, one who has directed the mind, one who has controlled the mind in the proper way, that mind becomes a friend of oneself. That is the first line. Now, the corollary is true. Anatmanastu shatrutve. Anatmanah tu, but. Anatmanaha, who is not controlling his mind, Anatmanaha, too. What happens? Shatrutve. Shatrutve, it's like, in place of enemy, you don't need an enemy, an external enemy you don't need. In place of that external enemy, this mind becomes an enemy. Varteta atma eva shatruvat. Shatruvat, like an enemy, this mind itself becomes an enemy if you don't control it. So, as I said, it's a beautiful extension of the previous nice sloka. So, these two slokas go together and you get the idea. Now, let's summarize so far on the first topic, who is a meditator. We are all meditators. We can start the meditation. If we have not done already, started already, we should start. We all qualify for this. We are doing karma yoga, and we start increasing intensity of the karma yoga, and we keep performing our karma yoga parallelly along with the meditation. And of course, there will be obstacles, which we'll come across, what are the obstacles and so on, and how to overcome also. But as we progress, then those three things what we discussed, that happens, and we'll be able to help ourselves more and more to establish in our own true self through meditation. So that's a summary of who is a meditator. We saw up to 6 verses. Now we're going to enter into the next topic, which is the preparation topic. External preparation and internal preparation. Beautifully, our Bhagwan actually elaborates this topic. And it is not mentioned, this much of elaboration is not found in other scriptures. One closest thing what we can find is in Upanishad. In Kaivalya Upanishad, some of us studied, and there are 2 or 3 lines there, which I will chant, that mantra I'll chant later, if time permits. And that's the closest one we can think of. But here in this chapter, Bhagwan actually elaborates this and shows the importance of the meditation and the preparation details and so on. Now, this preparation details, before he enters into this, telling us, okay, do this, you should not do this, and so on. And obviously, those instructions, not all of us will be ready to, immediately accept it, right? And so he wants to give us an incentive. Hey, I'm going to tell you the do's and don'ts, but you should be aware what is the benefit you're going to get. And of course, I'm going to talk in detail in the results of the meditation in topic number 5. Later on, in some slokas come. But let me give you some idea of how you will be once you practice this meditation, the way actually I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you. What will be the future of you? What will be the end in mind? Let us begin with that. So that way he gives 3 slokas just to give us an idea of how future of me, the meditator, will be. And the first 3 slokas of this topics, that is 7, 8, 9, that we'll see first, where he highlights the glory of yogi. Now, then we'll go into the preparation. The glory of yogi, 7, 8, 9, it takes 3 different scenarios and highlights the glory. And again, as I said, it's just a summary level. He wants to give the glory so that, we are incented to listen to his instructions, right? So the 3 ways actually is highlighting the glory is how a yogi will react in different situations, whether it is conducive situations or non-conducive situations, how a yogi will react. That glory is highlighted. Oh yeah, that is how yogi will be in any situation. That means I want to be that yogi. Then we'll get motivated, right? So that is sloka number 7. Then sloka number 8, it tells how the yogi will react with respect to different objects. And the third one is actually with respect to people. So those are the three slokas, 7, 8, 9. So let's start with the 7th sloka, where how the yogi will react to the situations. Shalaka.
जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानापमानयोः.
Paramatma samahitaha. The second quarter of the first line. Paramatma samahitaha. So he is, the yogi is always seated. Well, the other way. The Lord is seated in him always. In whom? In the yogi. Because he is balanced, samahitaha. He is balanced in dealing with any situation. Now, in dealing with any situation, Bhagavan actually gives us this sample. In mind, through body level, what are all the various situations that one will face? That is given. And in mind level, what are all the various situations one will face? That is given. And then in the intellect level, what are all the various situations one will face? All those things elaborated. As a sample, Bhagavan has given here, Sidoshna Sukha Dukkeshu. Sidoshna Sukha Dukkeshu. So in cold and heat. Sukha Dukkeshu, pleasure and pain. And tatas mana, where is that? Manayoho. The fourth quarter, it is second line, fourth quarter. So he has given some examples here to represent the situations what one will come across at mind level, body level, intellect level. So let's look at some of them. At the body level, he has given heat and cold. Sidoshna, Sidoshna, heat and cold. Of course, we can elaborate this. At body level, what are all the things what we will come across? For example, health and disease, right? I will be healthy, my body is so healthy, or my body is having some disease, or my body is young, or my body has become old. Like that, various situations we can think of with respect to the body. And all these things is represented here by heat and cold. And at the mental level, here he has given Sukha Dukkeshu, the pleasure and pain. That is at the mental level. And of course, we can feel at the mental level, hatred and love, or affection and, the otherwise the opposite of that, or kindness and cruelty, like that. All those feelings, of course, there are so many feelings we can have, in the mind, either positive or negative. We can start elaborating it, that will be the biggest database. So many things actually we can think of. So that is at the mind level. Then he goes to the intellectual zone, and there he gives an example: honor and dishonor. Oh, I am honored now, or I am dishonored now. That is the intellect level. So in all these conditions, the yogi is samahitaha, because the Lord is seated in him. When the yogi at the meditation when he abides himself with his true self, then Lord is in him. So at that state, then whatever happens with respect to whether it is conducive situations or non-conducive situations, he is samahitaha. Samahitaha, he maintains the balanced approach. We have seen that, if you watch some of the Mahatmas, you would have come across, and in situations, it is amazing how they are so balanced. No complaints. They're so balanced. There's if you we had the opportunity to watch Guruji on his 60th birthday. We were there together, and one of the questions we asked is actually, Guruji, how are you able to, because there were so many phone calls. At that time, he was in charge of the worldwide, Chinmaya mission. So many phone calls were coming, and some phone calls were, of course, not good. I mean, some are, of course, wishing, and some are actually not good. And whether there was some bad news also from different parts of the world, right? But he was cool. And we asked him, Guruji, how are you able to maintain this balance? And he said, I always expect surprise. There will be always some surprise or other from some corner of the world, from somebody, some sevaks. I always expect that. And that way, he's prepared himself in terms of dealing with the situations in such a way that, of course, when situation is reported to him, he does act on it or he does respond to it, but he doesn't react to it. So he approaches in a balanced way. We watch that. So that is the how the yogi will be, and that will be the end game. And once we start meditation and reach that state. So that is with respect to the situations. Now let's go with respect to the objects. Next sloka, please.
Jnana vijnana triptatma kotastho vijitendriyaha yukta ityuchyate yogi samaloštashma kanchanaha jnana vijnana triptatma kotastho vijitendriyaha yukta ityuchyate yogi samaloštashma kanchanaha.
So samaloštashma kanchanaha. Samaloštashma kanchanaha. He is actually maintaining his samatvam. The last quarter of the second line. Samaloštashma kanchanaha. There are three objects as a representation. There are three objects that are mentioned. And that is the samatvam is maintained. Loshtar, the earth, the lump of earth, or a stone, or kanchana, the gold. In all these three, he maintains this same samatvam. Whether you give him gold or whether you give him a lump of earth or whether you give him a stone, means to say that Mahatma, the yogi, knows where each one is valuable. Of course, he knows that the stone is valuable. It has got its own value. When we build a house or something, then we cannot use the gold there, right? We have to use the stone. And at the same time, when it comes to ornaments, the gold will be the object that will be used. So that way he knows where the value of each one of this to be used. And to that extent, he maintains that equanimity, whether it is, earth or stone or gold, as an example, who actually is satisfied with knowledge and wisdom. Jnana vijnana triptatma. So this is another beautiful phrase what now and then Bhagavan uses in other places also. And Shankaracharya ji gives a very nice explanation in his commentary in, for this particular jnanam and vijnanam. Jnanam is actually something which one gets by studies, by listening and studying and all that. We will have knowledge. Oh, this is how it is. By wearing a mask, we will be able to prevent or lessen the probability of COVID, getting in contact with COVID. That's the bookish knowledge. But Vijnanam is practicing that, implementing it, and experiencing that knowledge. So if you have the bookish knowledge only, and then yes, you will be able to preach others, but you will not be able to wear your mask. You will not be, because you don't have the knowledge. You don't have the wisdom. So you have only bookish knowledge. So just to give an example. So jnana vijnana triptatma. So the one actually who has studied the scriptures, who understood and also experienced the true self. Kutastha. He is like actually unshaken. Kutastha is the anvil what the goldsmith or the ironsmith uses. That is Kutastha is normally referred as Kutastha, which is anvil-like. He is so unshaken. And Vichendriya, that is, he is conquered all the senses. So that yogi will remain same in all these objects. And as an example, earth, stone, gold are given. So that is the yogi's glory when it comes to dealing with objects. Again, samatvam. So we saw samatvam with respect to situations, samatvam with respect to objects. Next, which is most important, is samatvam with respect to people. That's where actually more challenges come. And yogi is maintaining samatvam with respect to people also. That is given in the next sloka.
Suhrin madhyasthadveshya bandhushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhirvishishyate. Suhrin mitraryudasena madhyasthadveshya bandhushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhirvishishyate.
Beautiful. Here, like in the previous cases, when it came to situations, when it came to objects, Bhagavan actually listed some sample. So when it came to situations at the mind level, what are all the various situations one will come across? Sukha dukkeshu, Siddhosna Sukha dukkeshu, mind level and intellect level, and body level, honor and dishonor. Similarly, when it came to situations, the objects, there he highlighted with respect to stone, earth, or gold. And when it came to people, he wants to be even more elaborate in terms of giving the sample. So he has now identified different categories. And if you take any one of the people in this world, they'll fall into one of these buckets. And to that extent, he is very exhaustive in this sloka. And that's why this looks to be very packed, which we will try to decode. It's very nice to decode and then understand what Bhagavan is addressing here in terms of different people. And first he lists all those different people, and then of course he says in the last quarter, samabuddhir vishishyate. So he is maintaining the samatvam with respect to all those categories of people. And what are all the various categories of people? So let's look at the first line. Suhrin Mitra, Hari, not Hari, it's Hari. Then here, Sugrun, Mitra, Hari, then Udasina. We'll understand what each one of these categories mean. Udasina, Madhyastha, Dveshya, Bandhu. So Bandhu Shu in all of them. In all of them who? Sugrun, Mitra, Hari, then Udasina, Madhyastha, Dveshya, Bandhu. So those categories of people are highlighted in the first line. And in the second line, Sadhu, Papi. Those two categories are highlighted here. Now, let's see what are those the first line represent. Sugrun. Sugrut is actually the people who are good-hearted. I mean, they always want to think and do good things for other people. Suhrut. Nice to be in that category. They always think of good. Not only do good, think of it also good only for others. Suhrut. And Mitra, that's a common word which most of us know, as a friend. Then Hari. Hari is an enemy. Not Hari Om, not Hari Om is Hari. That's the beauty of Sanskrit, I mean, the one small difference in pronunciation, it makes world of difference in terms of meaning. Enemies. Then Udasina. Some people are indifferent. Whether it is COVID or not COVID, I don't care. Udasina, it's indifferent. Some people are neutral. No, I will not side this party or that party. I am neutral. Madhyastha. And Dveshya. Some people are actually, hateful. They always, hate others. And of course, in the process, they hate themselves also. Dveshya. Then, of course, relatives, Bandhu. So those categories are highlighted here for 7 categories in the first line. Suhrut, Mitra, Hari, Udasina, Madhyastha, Dveshya, and Bandhu. And then Sadhushu, Apicha, Papeshu, the righteous people and unrighteous people. So if you really look at this category, anyone can fit into any one of these categories. And of course, sometimes, we swing between some of these categories, but it's kind of a catch-all. So when the message here is that Bhagwan actually lists all those possible variety of people who are, either materialistic or spiritual or, friend or foe or indifferent or hostile, alien or relative, all these virtuous or sinful, all these categories he lists and says that yogi samabuddhi vishishyase. So he actually maintains equal-mindedness and impartiality to all these people. That is yogi. Now, one may wonder, how is it practical? See, when it comes to transactional world, and of course, if there is an enemy coming charging on you, and you have to protect yourself. There, of course, you have to use your, the equipment what you have and protect yourself. But internally, the yogi will feel samatvam only to him. Okay, there is something which is driving him like this, and let me keep away. So he will play the drama, but he will be Rama inside. So that is the takeaway, the yogi, how you will behave. So that is with respect to people. So those three slokas are very important. That's why I spent this much of time. So to give an idea of how the effect of meditation will be over a period of time, and how yogi will maintain a samatvam, whether it comes to situations or whether it comes to objects or whether it comes to people. And all the more reason that motivates us to go to the next level. But before that, let's summarize what are all the things is the keywords from this sloka 7, 8, and 9. Chidatma. So with respect to body, mind, intellect, prana, and sense controlled. Then prashantaha, peaceful. Samahitaha, economist. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, content with knowledge and wisdom. Wisdom, knowledge and wisdom. Kutastaha, unshaken. Vijitendreha, conquered all the, controlled all the senses. Samaloshta kanchanaha, one with sameness to all kinds of objects. Samabuddhihi, he is maintaining the same mind, impartial mind towards all kinds of people. So that's the summary of this yogi will be. And all the more reason we should, get motivated to get into meditation. Now, that concludes the first part of the second topic, glory of yogi. Now, let's enter into preparation. This preparation, we're going to see part of it today. It goes till 17th verse. The second part actually we'll try to see, and even some of it also we may take as a continuity for the next section. Preparation, again, very important before we get into the process of meditation. And as I said, Bhagwan actually elaborately discusses this preparation, even though it's only a few slokas, but you can see so much thing is packed in this. So in 10th sloka, he gives a general preparation requirement, general. Then 11th and 12th and 14th and all, he goes a little more in detail. So we'll first chant 10th, understand that. Then 11th and 12th go together, that we'll chant together. And then 13 and 14 again go together, that also we'll chant together and understand. So let's start with 10 first.
Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitah ekakiyata chittatma nirashira parigraha.
Yogi yunjita satatam. So yogi yunjita satatam. Let the yogi, he actually constantly engages his mind, satatam, atmanam, in meditation by remaining in the following. Rahasi sthita ekaki. Ekaki, alone. Alone, all alone, to the alone, Gurudev used to say. So he doesn't take his company and all that while going to meditation. Okay, let me just sit next to my friend and then start meditating. No, you have to do it alone. Ekaki. Rahasi. Rahasi in solitude. In the sense that, you allocate yourself a place where you will be free from all the other things. You will be able to exercise your solitude. go alone and in solitude to a place. And what kind of place? You will see it in the next sloka. Now, when I go there in solitude alone, I should actually keep my mind, body, and thought process and all away. Yatachitta Atma. With controlled mind, I should not have any other thought. This I have to get it done. Oh, there's a big to-do list to be done. Oh, that person was saying something like this. There's a pending call. Oh, I have to check my voicemail. Oh, there's inbox, so many emails are there. Oh, WhatsApp's thing, something else has come. All these things, you should be isolating yourself with controlled body and mind. And then free from any desire, nirashi, and aparigraha, and don't have any possession. So you should be free from any desire. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I wish I can have a cup of nice filter coffee before I get into the meditation room. I'm just giving a simple example. So that, no, I need some hot tea. Otherwise, when I go to meditation, then I'll sleep off. So that kind of desire. Or possession. No, I should have my iPhone or any iPad with me next to this, just in case somebody, calls me, or just in case somebody say, oh, no possession. Go there without any desire, without any possession, and with a controlled body and mind. And in solitude, go to a place where you will be alone. And that's the place actually he engages in his mind for meditation. So that is the general preparation he has given. Of course, we can go into detail in terms of you analyze each one of this. Each one of these is so difficult for us to start with. By the way, this whole meditation process, if you have not started, it looks to be so difficult. And it is initially, but keep on it. Only you can help yourself, and I can help only myself. So if we keep working on it, then all these things fall in place, because you will start slowly seeing the benefit. And hence that itself is a feedback system, works on you. And then you will be able to go to the room in solitude, alone, without any desire, without any possession, and with controlling the mind and so on. So it happens over a period of time. It may happen in few months, it may happen in few years, but it happens. So this is a general preparation. And now is going to the place and other things, which we'll see in these two slokas. Shalaka.
शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमानसमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरम् तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यतचित्तेन्द्रियक्रियः उपविश्यासने युञ्जात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये.
So let's take one sloka at a time and see the continuity also. Sushe dehe pratishtapya. Suche dehe pratishtapya. Suche is very clean place. Now, place, of course, there's a lot of description actually we can give. Place has to be clean, and obviously that we understand. And there should be some kind of, spiritual atmosphere should be there in that place. There may be clean places in the tennis court also, or at the top of the mountain, or on the wooden bench facing the sea. They may be clean, but it should be spiritually also conducive, right? There should be some kind of a divine environment should be there. That kind of a deshe, that kind of a place, clean, and as well as a spiritually conducive place. There you should be established. Pratisthapya. Now, in the advertisements, many times we come across different attractive pictures of meditation. As we discussed in the first class, it's become a commodity. But Bhagwan says, differently. For example, in this picture, imagine going to the peak of that, mountain and sitting there and then meditating. Will we be able to meditate? Of course, it's nice for a picture and all that, but definitely not for meditation. So that's why Bhagavan advises, so choose a proper place and be established there. Stiramasana matmanaha. Asanam. Stiram asana atmanaha. It should be a stiram asanam. It should be a firm seat, atmanaha, of your own seat. So you should not actually, it's better to have an identified seat of your own, not sharing with, 8 to 8:30, in the same place. You will go and meditate. 8:30 or 5:30 to 6, I will meditate. 6 to 6:30, you will meditate in the same place, same seat. And all. No. Try to have your own seat. And it's a firm seat. And of course, it explains what is that firmness and all that in a minute. A firm seat of his own, that is stiram asanam atmanaha. So that your own seat, which is firm, if it is too soft, actually, then you'll feel cozy and comfortable, and it'll help you to sleep. Or if it is too firm, then obviously, it'll be very uncomfortable. So that's why, it should be sufficiently firm. Then, na utyuchtaram. The seat should not be too high. It should not be in an elevated place, like what we saw in the picture on other places and all that. So it should not be too high. And at the same time, na udijinam, udinitam. Now I'm able to see. Na udinitam. So it should not be too low also. If it is too low or if it's too high, then obviously, they'll be comfortable. I saw some pictures which I want to show you. Somebody is actually, just standing on the toe and then trying to meditate. It is just, and of course, if you're not able to sit down, then you can sit comfortably on a chair, and how it should be, your neck and all that is coming in a minute. But that's okay. I mean, sitting on a chair is okay. But if it should not be too high a chair, and then you lose your balance. And at the same time, it should not be too low, then your legs are bending, and in the process you are uncomfortable and so on. So you should be careful in terms of what is the right height for you, and then choose that seat of your own in a clean place and in solitude, alone, without any, I'm connecting the previous sloka, without any desires or possession, and leaving all those desires outside. Then you go into the room and start meditating. So that is the takeaway so far. And now the last quarter, how the seat can be. Those days, obviously, the seat used were different. And here is giving a description of that particular type of seat, what they used to use at that time. They used to put the kusha grass, the one type of grass which actually, which will give the warmth, and also on that skin, either tiger skin or deer skin, and on that a cloth. So in that order, Shailajana Kushottaram, Shailam, then Ajinam, then Kushasya. Kusha, grass first, in that reverse order. Kusha grass first, then Ajinam, skin, deer skin or tiger skin, then Chailam. On that, the cloth. So that is the seat what Bhagavan suggests here. And obviously, we have very comfortable seats available, or we can make our own, or just fold some quilt or blanket, comfortably, and then that itself will serve the purpose for us. So that, the arrangements for the seat and the place and how clean it should be, and how tall it should be, and how low it should not be, and all these things are described here. Now, having set up that, in this next sloka, which also we chanted, have the mind single pointed. Tatraikagraham mana kritva. So be seated there, but with a mind single pointed thought. We have seen this in Upadesa Sara onwards. Ajyadaraya sota samam. So like single pointed way, the mind should be focused and controlling the activities of mind and senses, which we saw. So being seated in that seat, that is, we may prepare all these things and so on, but we may just sit on the side of the seat so that it becomes more comfortable, or we put our foot on that and then sit somewhere else. No. You be on that seat firmly, and then you do your meditation, having prepared this seat and that place in that environment, with that kind of specification. Choose that seat and then do the meditation. So that is highlighted here. Now, let's look at the next two slokas also. I want to just put all these pieces together and then elaborate. So now you get an idea of what should be the seat and where it should be and how you should go there, and before you go there, what you should do. Now let's see the next two slokas. Shalaka.
Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayanna chalam sthirah samprekshya nasikagram swam dishaschanavalokayan prashantatma vigatabhihi brahmachari vrate sthitah manah samyamya machittah yukta asita matparah.
That is highlighted here. We have chosen the place, clean place, a spiritually conducive place, and also a place where we can be alone in solitude, and we have controlled our mind, etc., etc. And we are now going to sit down and then start meditating. How we should be seated, that is explained elaborately here. You should be actually samam kaya shiram shiro grivam. Kaya, body. Your body should be stiram, stiraha. It should be firm, dharayan. It should be firmly holding on it. It should not be shaking, dharayan. And it should be steady. How? Your body and your neck and your head, shira. So your neck, your body, and your head all should be steady, perpendicular to the base, erect. That's why it says erect is there. It should be erect, and it should be still, and it should be firmly holding. Now, where should be your eyes? That is explained in the second line. Gazing at the tip of your nose. Now, you should not completely close your eyes. If you completely close your eyes, you know what will happen. For a period of time, after a few minutes, you will doze off. And at the same time, if you completely keep it open, also not advisable, because there will be enough distraction will be there. So you have to partially be opening your eyes slightly and not looking anywhere. You look at the tip of your nose. So sitting erect with your head, neck, and body perpendicular to the base, with your eyes gazing at the tip of the nose, and you should not be looking around. Dishacha anavalokana, anavalokayan. So we should not be looking around. So you should be firm, you should be erect, and with your partially eyes open, looking at the tip of the nose, and without moving your, looking around, without moving your head, without moving your eyes, then you start meditating. Now, in the next sloka, slowly introduces to on what to meditate. He introduces us there. He says, think of me. Doing all these things preparation, think of me. That is what actually next sloka is highlighted, which will elaborate that. And of course, in the process of meditation, which we are going to see next after the preparation, there he is going to elaborate on the object on which you have to meditate as part of the process. So all those things we'll see in the next class. We'll start with this 13th sloka onwards as a continuity, then dive into 14. Next class, we may be able to complete the preparation part of it. Then we'll just enter into the process and then move on to the benefits. That will be the plan. Now, to conclude, so far, we completed first topic, who is a meditator, and then we entered into external and internal preparation. And in that, we are actually almost at the end of the external preparation and about to get into the internal preparation. And that we saw after seeing the glory of yogi, the end game, the future of me. After seeing that and knowing what will be the yogi will be, how he will be, getting motivated that, now we are entering into the preparation. So as I said, actually next class, we will see the preparation and then get into a process of meditation. And I think we are on track with respect to 6 sessions, and let's see how it goes. So let us close now. with this, and then afterwards we will open it up for any questions or discussions. Jana Kalyana Mantra. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.